Hey everyone, welcome to 5 Minutes with Bella. Look, I put out a podcast about 2 weeks ago now, and I just wanted to let you know about it because I'm talking a lot in that podcast about our emotions right now in the world and how similar the COVID crisis emotions are to our fertility emotions. And when you have a fertility challenge and you already have access to those emotions because you've been on this fertility journey for a while, then the COVID crisis emotions on top of this can just heighten everything until you just feel a little bit depleted, a little bit crazy, right? So you may just want to go and check that out at studiofertility.com if you are struggling at the moment with both your fertility challenge and the COVID happening simultaneously. Plus, I put out another podcast last week about stuck energy and how to get your fertility journey moving again, because many of my clients and many people are feeling quite stuck with COVID, right? You just might feel stuck in general, but then with your fertility challenge, you might feel extra stuck. But today, I just wanted to talk to you about the world's favorite word, which is pivot right now, right? Pivot and innovate. Because in business, we're hearing to survive, you need to pivot. The world is different. So maybe to see your doctor or GP, you might be seeing them through telehealth options, through Zoom calls or other things like that. Right now, the world has had to innovate and pivot because what was working in the world before is no longer working right now. And quite honestly, we could sit here and debate whether it was really working at all before. You know, those pictures coming out of decreased air pollution and being able to see mountain ranges in India that were usually covered by smog makes you think if our modern world was really working before. Because what was once clouded has now become clear, right? Because the world has been forced to slow down, to stop doing so much and to pivot and innovate. And that can happen on the fertility journey too, when we slow down and stop doing and start connecting in with ourselves. It's like the smog is actually clearing from our brains, from our inner souls, from our true selves, which, sounds a little out there, but what I mean is when we clear away that smog, when we clear away the fear driving us, the negative emotions, and we get back to our true selves, we start to empower ourselves again on our fertility journey and maybe hear that little voice of intuition that's been trying to get your attention to say, hey, this isn't right or this is right for us. Because your intuition will never steer you wrong. Listening to yourself will never steer you wrong. Fear is what actually steers you off course. Fear will make you listen to someone else and go, oh yeah, maybe I should be doing that when you know it isn't right for you deep down. Or do something that you don't want to do. Because you are actually more powerful than you know, ladies, but we have been actually taught throughout our lives that we aren't powerful. Well, it's time to clear that smog, clear the low vibe energy that's been keeping you feeling stuck, and pivot and innovate in your fertility journey right now. Maybe by starting to quiet your mind and ask yourself more powerful questions. Maybe by confronting what you think are your scary monsters right now, because I can tell you this, monsters live in the dark. Turn the light on those monsters and they probably aren't as scary as you think. Maybe by being quiet and getting more in touch with your intuition. Maybe it's time for you to do that right now. Maybe by allowing yourself to be happy right now. Maybe do that differently. Maybe by allowing yourself to ditch your supplements for a week just to take a break. Maybe that's what you want to do. Maybe by ditching your basal thermometer for a while so you can just sleep in and not have to track every little thing. Maybe you need to give yourself that break. Maybe it is just handing this whole thing over to the universe just for a day, just to give yourself a break from being all consumed by your thoughts and feelings. Whew, wouldn't that feel good? Maybe it's really to start to trust your body and challenge the voices in your head that say that you cannot do this, because you can do this. Maybe it is by fully connecting and committing to the mind-body-spirit connection approach, or adding it in. It's not all about just mind, body, spirit. It's everything. Approach it from all angles. Whatever is your innovation, whatever is your pivot, this is something that I think you really need to embrace right now on your journey and accept as necessary to desires of, having a baby being achieved, because the world is different. But my message here is don't give up hope, ladies, during this time. Just pivot, because maybe this is just the time you need to be able to get in touch with yourself. Where your life is off track, get it back on track and get your emotions back to helping you to feel empowered on this journey rather than miserable all the time. Maybe this is your time to start pursuing some other passion so your life just isn't all consumed by fertility. Maybe this is a time to just slow down a bit and maybe reconnect with your husband. Maybe this is your time for your miracle to happen in a way that you didn't think was possible. Now, wouldn't that be amazing? Have a great week, ladies, and I will see you next time on 5 Minutes with Bella. I'll see you then.